right? But you have to understand it's way deeper than being black. Black is just the tone that you see in the pigmentation on the skin, from the melatonin and the melanin that is produced, right? So it's really gets deeper than that. You being a carbonated being, you have to understand your connection with everything, because the life force is within everything as well. God is within everything and all things. So as long as you have that breath in your body, grow on your value in that, okay? And so we have here just a depiction, a quick depiction, the sunlight, how the sunlight, the breath, your food, what you're intaking into your body, all are conducive into your being, right? So it all plays into a factor your emotions. It plays into a factor your health, just overall, mental health, spiritual health, because everything, all of those play in, or you're able to take in that information through your senses, what you taste, what you smell, what you see, what you feel on your skin, right? So also we'll see here Ephesians 6:2. Honor your mother and honor your father and mother. Sorry, y'all. This is the first commandment with the promise. Remember, all Jacob had was a promise, and he had to stay obedient to that, right? So honor your father and your mother. Now, in most cases, we were taught growing up that the father and mother was the direct father and mother. But we have to understand that we are also, even now, within the belly of the earth, right? So mother also can be considered a earth, mother earth. I'm sure y'all heard that before. Some people may call it mother Gaia. Also, when it comes to the sun itself, you being a carbonated being, having that direct connection with nature in and of itself, the sun does also play a factor into your health, your spiritual health. Remember that his light, his eye, that pineal gland had to be filled with light, right? And that's on a physical level, as well as the word of God fills you with light. The presence of God fills you with light. Just everything of a light being nature, righteousness, right? Integrity, honor, respect, right? So honoring the father and the mother, in this case we're going to use it as mother earth and the father playing the son role. This is the first commandment with the promise: if you honor your father and mother, things will go well with you and you will have a long life on the earth. So now if we're talking about Adam, whom these commandments at the time would have been given to, the name itself, Adam, means earth, man, soil, or light brown. So this just gives another reference to you having a direct connection with everything on the earth. Adam, again, was made from the dirt. He was made from the ground of the earth, right? So we can't die. And you know what I'm saying? We already discovered that as well. We can't die. We can only multiply, right? So you have to understand that you are a conductor of the light, that light being filled with inside of you. And so you have to be the one to take in all the light that you can, so that that light can radiate even beyond just this body. Okay? We're going to go ahead and press on forward here, y'all. Oh, over here we have 33 representing, Christ when he died. I told y'all that was important. In Freemasonry, they have the 33 degrees for the Freemasons. Ourselves, within our own bodies, we have the 33 vertebrae within our spines, and 33, that's going to be Metatrons or Megatrons cube as well. Okay, so yeah, that's in all of those. If you want to look into that, Hinduism, in Hinduism, basically they are the ones saying that this energy sits at the base of your spine, and it basically toils itself up like a serpent, is what you're seeing there. In Freemasonry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't want to butcher that, but you see two serpents, and they sort of toil up the rope. And you see it a lot in medical, like if you look at the symbolism on the ambulance trucks. And that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day, y'all. We'll get into that too. But yeah, it toils up and they meet face to face, recognizing that they are one, right? And then in Christianity, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day as well. All right, so now this brings us to the spirit as well of the soul, and I have more information on that as well. But the spirit plus the soul equals frequency as well as energy. The pineal gland functions. So what are some of their functions, right? Some of their functions are going to be to send and receive energy and light. It is the communication with all living things. So your pineal gland, it remember, it sends out those signals to distant organs, right? So once that information is sent out to your organs, this sets your circadian rhythm, which is your body's biological watch. It tells your body, and this is an example down at the bottom. We'll go over that as well, of your circadian rhythm, okay? And then also you have your frequency, which sets your aura, your vibration. This is your tone, or how some would call it nowadays, pretty much your mood with things, okay? And then chakras, which is the energy points within the body, that can either store, well, they can store pretty much anything, information, they can store traumas, they can store light. So the objective of the game is to transform those traumas into light, okay? And then we have serotonin and melatonin, which again are the two chemicals that are produced from that pineal gland, once the melatonin and melanin does what it does within the body as well. The chemical that transform energy, and those both are the chemical that transform energy into information. All right, sorry about that, y'all. So we have serotonin, melatonin, and those chemicals transform the energy into information. So almost like the chlorophyll for the plant, the flower, the green pigmentation that you see on leaves, trees, flowers, the grass. Yeah, basically that's what it does for us. And that's why they say black don't crack, okay? So in taking a look at the circadian rhythm, or our body's biological clock, we'll see starting at noon. Okay, we're just gonna go from the top all the way around. Okay, so starting at noon, and then that's where just the day is okay. High alertness and all of that. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're gonna look at this example of the circadian rhythm clock. And the first thing that you should notice is it's a little upside down, or a little different than our standard clock. So we'll see on this one, 12 at noon is at the top, which is also on our standard clock, but also midnight is on this one at the bottom at 0, but 12 o'clock and 12 o'clock hit the same spot on our regular clocks, right? So starting on the bottom at midnight, at around 2 o'clock in the morning, you hit your deepest sleep, right? Around 4:30 in the morning, you hit the lowest body temperature. So I'm sure sometimes, you might be a little hot as soon as you lay in the bed, but come after a while, you'll get a little cold, so you have to pull the cover back on top of you. Yeah, around 4:30 in the morning. And then around 6:45 in the morning, this is your sharpest rise in blood pressure. Okay. So around by 6:40, what you don't want is a cup of coffee at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you have this rise in your blood pressure, because at that point your body is full of caffeine, and so everything in your body is going to be pretty much working 10 times harder to get everything pushed and cleaned out, because is full of caffeine. So that sped it up. And then you already had a spike as well naturally at 6:45. Okay. And then melatonin secretion stops at around 7:30. Okay. And remember that melatonin, it comes out at nighttime. So that's what's helping you sleep, rest naturally, right? So that's why you don't want to give it to the babies, because they make it naturally. You want to have them in a peaceful environment where at a nice time, cut all the electronics off, and then, rest. Lay them down to rest, whether that be just talking with them until they go to sleep, reading them books, whatever the case, making a peaceful environment for them so that they can rest without all of the blue lights, because the blue lights keeps that sensor on, and it, they don't go to sleep. They'll just fall asleep whenever they fall asleep naturally, because their body is absolutely ready for rest. Okay. But around for men, around 8:30 in the morning, you'll see a bowel movement likely. Now, depending on what you ate the night before, what time you finish eating, and all of that will determine if that happens. Because if you ate something that's gone, give you a little bit more life, where your body has already calculated everything and is ready to spit it out, then you'll have that bowel movement. But if you've taken in a lot of starches, a lot of heavy foods that take a little bit more time to process through your body, then you may have that bowel movement a little later, and it may be a little harder to get that bowel movement out. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, okay? Some testosterone secretion at 9 a.m. for the men, and then we have high alertness around 10 a.m. When you in school at first, when you first get there, that first class, it seemed like you could just fall right back asleep, right? But then by the time you get to that second class, you all right, you woke up a little bit, you ready to go chop it up with the homies, right? And then we got noon. Everybody know that's lunchtime. You lit then, you on your best behavior at lunchtime, okay? And then we got around 2:30ish. This is when you have your best coordination. So for my people who play sports in school, you may have noticed about yourself, while you was at practice, you was getting off. You was out there, you was lit, because you hitting that time of the day where your melatonin has peaked. So from where you had produced your melatonin the night before and secreted it, now it's in action for the day, and you active around that time of the day, right? And then around, we said that was 2:30, around 4:30ish. We're gonna say 4:30. This is your fastest reaction time. So again, if you a football player, you was out there. Well, I know you was a wild. I know you was a wild receiver, boy. You had to be a wild receiver around that time, okay? Especially if you was out there in the field. And then, around, looks like we're gonna put it around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, okay? Because we got to keep rolling. It's the greatest cardiovascular efficiency and muscle strength, right? So you see a lot of the times people who they get off work and they first thing they do is go to the gym. That's a good thing for them, because they're actually, enabling their bodies and working with their bodies and building that muscle, right? And then around 8 o'clock, 8:30ish, you have your highest blood pressure. So at nighttime, when you get in the shower, around the time of night when you got to settle down for the night, you getting in the shower, you may notice when you get in the shower, it seems real hot in that shower for some reason. They hit a little different than nighttime showers. It really do though. It hit a little different than nighttime showers, because you get ready to just chill out for the night, right? And then around 9 o'clock, you see the highest body temperature again. Once you lay in the bed, you still temperatures elevated. So you were a little hot at first, you done kick that leg out, and then come 4:30, putting the cover back on, right? And then around 10:30, 11:30, you'll see 10:30, you'll see bowel movement is suppressed. So normally when you go to sleep, you're not supposed to be getting up throughout the nighttime while you sleeping to use the bathroom. If you're having that issue, that should tell you something within self is off. If you're having to get up out your bed to go pee in the middle of the night, outside of maybe like pregnancy and things of that nature. But for the most part, if you are a regular healthy being, then you should not be getting up out your bed at nighttime once you lay down for the night to use the bathroom. All right. So we're gonna roll forward here. Bam. All right. So here we're gonna understand the circadian rhythm, okay? So we have biblical Lucifer, just darkness or dark matter. Okay. They call him the light bringer, morning star in Isaiah 12 through 14. And then the morning star rises around 3 a.m. And this is what goes to Hinduism, where they think it is at the base of your spine and it rises. Nah, for us, it's the creation of the melatonin, right? It's the creation of the melatonin. And that begins to exude itself around 3 a.m. It's the peak of the melatonin and melanin production. Now, Christ is the energy rising. So Christ is going to be what is the clock. Once it surrounds you, it's what's sent out from the production of the melanin and the melatonin. That's the signal. That's the light that is sent out from within your temple to help you, follow this rhythm throughout the day. Okay? And it rolls on the third day. That is the third eye ascension. Okay? So ascended, what you call an ascended master. Okay? And then we have Satan, sunset, going down to your lower self or your ego, which is basically your root chakra. Okay? Your root chakra is going to be your lowest sense of person. Okay? That's your ego. That's everything that life created you up to be, where you have a nasty attitude, you have a foul potty mouth, you have anger issues, you have abandonment problems, you have daddy issues, okay? All of that built into your ego. And 10 times out of 10, if you're looking into astrology and things of that nature and you're just following your main sign that you were born under, understand that that's only giving you your sun sign. Okay? Which is going to be your lowest possible self. Okay? And then we'll talk about Christ and the anointed. So Christ means the anointed. It's synonymous with and translated to Greek, Hebrew, Messiah. Okay? The 12 disciples or the 12 disciples biblically can also be referenced as the 12 followers of Christ, which would be the 12 zodiac signs, and also the 12 systems of the body in which the pineal gland sends the information out to. Okay? So we have the integumentary system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, the nervous system, the endocrine system, the cardiovascular system, the lymphatic system, and that's important to keep drained within your bodies as well, because that's what really kind of holds the mucus. So make sure that you're keeping your lymphatic system drained. Your respiratory system, your digestive system, the urinary system, and the reproductive system for both male and female. And again, they all receive their information from melatonin and melanin agents. Okay. The pineal gland is influenced by several things that allow it to function properly. Light, more specifically, natural sunlight. Okay, that's why you gotta stay in that sunshine, beautiful. You got to stay in that sunshine. The temperature, so naturally we are like tropical beings. Naturally, Gaia, the earth, it was a tropical planet. Okay, and so food, particularly green raw vegetable, because of chlorophyll, which is basically plant melanin. Okay, eat from the earth. Okay, sleep. And this is particularly important for the production of the melatonin. So if you up all night scrolling on that phone, scrolling on that TikTok, you ain't even gonna be able to function properly the next day. And this is why we're finding ourselves tired, or we're finding ourselves where we're getting migraines and headaches, bodies be sore, things of that nature, because you haven't gotten proper rest. You haven't allowed the body to reset itself and process the information that it has taken in for the day. Okay? So science has shown a direct correlation between night and the secretion of the hormone melatonin. It reaches its max at midnight. Okay? And that's around 3 a.m. that it reaches its max. Well, when it ceases production. Okay? Whichever way you want to look at it. And then the pineal gland calcification. So this is the one thing that they have made it it seems like a commandment in their book to try to destroy on us is our pineal glands. Okay? The calcification impairs the functioning of the affected organs. And remember, it sends the information down our spinal cords, which shoots the information from our little cord back there to all of our organs. So if the pineal gland is not properly fed, then the whole body is off, right? In this case, the pineal gland's calcification, in the case of pineal calcification, the gland can become unable to produce melatonin, fluoride, sugar, and alcohol. Okay, so now we're going to get into Romans 8, and it talks about life in the spirit. Okay, let me make sure y'all follow.